An experienced hiker now recovering in the hospital after a bad fall. How her family says two bystanders may have saved her life. Salt Lake City throwing a big party to cheer on our Utah athletes in Italy. What you can expect at the celebration. Plus, a look at some of our favorite animals predicting the Super Bowl champion.
Live and streaming, this is KSL News Now.
Happy Friday to you all. Welcome. I'm Tamara Vaifanua. We want to get to all those stories in just a few moments. But first, we need to check in with Matt Johnson for a check of our weather on this Friday morning. Hey, Matt.
All right. Hello and good morning. Tamara, we're looking at some beautiful clear skies up north. You can see some of the stars even on this Alta webcam image here taken just about 2 minutes ago. And you can see the moonlight actually illuminating some of that record low snowpack that we're hoping to improve next week. I got Fillmore at 32, 46 in St. George, 30 in Moab. A lot of the cloud cover extends through central Utah, but St. George, that green down by you, not really hitting the ground. You might get some sprinkles out of it. But for the Wasatch Front, we're going to start in the 30s. You move into the mid-40s by midday, and this afternoon, well, we're probably headed to about 57 degrees, Tamara.
A warm one. All right, Matt, thank you. The time is nearly here. Take a look at your screen. We are now just hours away from the opening ceremony for the Milan-Cortina Winter Olympic Games. The excitement, it is growing here in Utah and Salt Lake City. They are throwing a big party where you can cheer on the dozens of Utah locals that will be competing with the best athletes in the world. Our Lori Pritchard is joining us live from downtown Salt Lake City this morning, where there is going to be a watch party. We are already kicking off the celebrations. She's got the cowbell. She is dressed, ready to go, Team USA.
Yeah, I could do some high kicks, but I might tear something, so I'm not going to do that for you this morning. But yes, I am right here in front of the City County building, the library. They have 200 blocked off between 4th and 5th South as we get ready for this watch party tonight. Everything kicks off at 4 o'clock, but I'm going to show you kind of what they have in store if you're planning on coming down this evening. There is the stage. There will be live performances over there, and then over my shoulder are 3 big screens where they will be showing the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in prime time beginning at 7 o'clock. There's also some surprises in store for you if you and your family head down here for this big watch party as we celebrate together as a community. And that's the most important part here. So beginning at 4, the festivities begin. We've got live performances, entertainment, food and drinks. And then at 7 o'clock, this whole area has been transformed for one giant watch party for the opening ceremony. Giant screens for everyone to watch. And if you're planning to stop by, I will be there too. I'm your host for this big event. And get this, it's Utah's favorite word. It's free.
This is an absolutely free event for our entire community. Again, this is all about who we are as a community. We want everyone from all communities, north, south, east, and west, to come join us for this. We're hoping thousands of people will be out to celebrate with us.
And Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall says she hopes that this big party not only gets Utahns hyped for this year's Olympic Games, but also builds excitement for the 2034 Olympic Games, which of course are headed back to Salt Lake City. And we're back out here live, and I just want to mention too, there is a pop-up store over my shoulder, Team USA. You can get official team merchandise. I'm wearing a jacket here from that store. I saw Lindsey Vaughn earlier this morning wearing this very jacket. Also the hat. Now the gloves are from a different Olympic Games, but I bet that you can find something similar to cheer on Team USA. 232 athletes comprise Team USA. 81 of those have ties to Utah. So there are so many people that we will be watching during these games as we get excited here downtown. And again, come join us for the watch party. It begins at 4 o'clock, opening ceremony, 7 o'clock in prime time. And you know, Tamara, it's Friday. We need more cowbell.
More cowbell. Keep the cowbell going. I gotta say, Lori, I'm digging the fit right now, too. It's been kind of fun watching some of our Utah athletes with their big reveal with the team kit. And so for you to be modeling it right now and showing our viewers at home, like, come on down to the watch party, have a blast, watch the Olympics, go grab some gear. I mean, what better experience than that to get us really pumped, right?
You know, Tamara, here's something interesting. Someone asked me, how much did that coat cost? Well, when we went into the store yesterday, they weren't running transactions yet. They weren't prepared to take my credit card. And so I haven't gotten the receipt. I have no idea how much this costs. So when I get my credit card bill, I might be a little downtrodden. I might have to pay in installments. Yeah. Because who knows? It's not cheap, I'm sure.
Oh, man. Probably some extra zeros, but it's worth the investment. Right. I know you're really big on fashion, so this is going to be a piece that it will stand the test of time. It'll be classic. Thanks, Lori.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Well, hey, if you can't make it to Washington Square for the watch party, you can catch the opening ceremonies right here on KSL 5 at noon or catch the replay during primetime at 7 o'clock tonight. Well, our KSL crew in Milan says it's been raining for 24 hours straight ahead of the opening ceremony. The crowds, though, growing more and more each day. Our specialists out there, they walked around near the stadium that will be hosting the opening ceremony, San Siro Stadium. They saw a large security presence, as you can imagine, where police are getting prepared. They're closing off streets. They're blocking off the stadium. You see the chopper overhead. They also have people setting up tents and big screens and partitions for lines. The waves of volunteers arriving by the busload, all in preparation for today's opening ceremonies. As that final countdown continues to the opening ceremony, we're keeping a very close eye on the more than 50 athletes that either call Utah home or they have strong ties to the Beehive State. This morning, let's focus in on one from Park City that has a lot of style. Rel Harwood grew up around some of the best slopes in the world. After mastering skiing, well, she went a little more extreme. She discovered slope style, where athletes ski down a specifically designed course. It's filled with jumps, rails, boxes, and other terrain park features. KSL Olympics specialist Matt Gephardt got the chance to sit down with Rel before she headed off to the Olympics. And here's a piece of how that went.
It's a sport that, as a couch potato, seems like it's not for the faint of heart. Rel confirmed my suspicion.
Like, it seems to be so scary.
It's very scary to me, too. I'm a big adrenaline junkie, so I love the feeling of, you know, finally accomplishing something crazy, landing a trick I haven't done on snow before, and just like the feeling of it and like the rush and everything.
Incredible. Even when you're a pro, those stunts, they can look as scary there, right? Well, but being from Utah, Rel has a leg up over much of the competition. She grew up in a city that not only hosted the Winter Olympics back in 2002, but she could still use those existing facilities to grow her skills. While she was just a year old at the time, Rel says it was a big inspiration.
I feel like a young kid might not even like realize what the Olympics really are, but having that stuff around all the time, it's like that is for the Olympics. So just seeing that, it's like, wow, that is so cool. I want to go do that.
Rel is no newbie and has really used that inspiration. She's been ranking among the top in the world for nearly a decade already. So now she's hoping to grow on that and bring home the gold. One of Utah's most influential leaders took her turn carrying the Olympic torch in Milan on Thursday. Gail Miller, the sixth and final member of our Utah 2034 Olympic and Paralympic Committee member, was all smiles you see there as she ran this leg of the relay. Now, for her, it's a reminder of all the good done by Salt Lake City's 2002 games. Miller was joking that she'll be 90 years old in 2034 when we get the games back. But if she's able to, she says she would love to take part in the Olympic torch relay again. A Utah native moved her family to Milan this year to grow her business, and she quickly learned she's not in Bountiful anymore. Her name is Brooke Eliason, and she owns Female Foodie. This is a food touring company in Italy, and moved her family there so she could live closer to her work. Well, she soon realized there's a lot of differences between Utah and Italy. For example, there are no Mavericks where you can get a big cup of soda, and her oven barely fits a cookie sheet. Well, at least her apartment has this luxury item, a dryer. Despite the changes, though, she says it's exciting to be in Milan with her kids.
But I really want them to have memories of like We lived in Milan. We were there for the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, we went to these places and saw these things.
What a cool experience for her family. She says she does miss her family, but she can't wait to see what other adventures await her. Deanie, Matt, Mike, Sam, Alex, the whole team, they are in Italy right now getting geared up for the opening ceremony and all the games to come after the next 2 weeks. They will continue to bring you exclusive team coverage right here on KSL. Now, the Olympics aren't the only sporting event we are eyeing right now. We have got you covered all weekend long. Just a few more days until the Seahawks and the Patriots will face off in Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. We have KSL's Debbie Worthen and Jeremiah Jensen. They will be there on the ground for us, bringing all of the excitement and the live coverage from California. That will start tonight after the opening ceremony. So, Matt, wow, what a cool sports weekend. We've got the Olympics, we've got the Super Bowl, and just a programming note, too, for next Friday for people to look forward to. We have got some NBA action. It's the All-Star Week, so we got you pretty much covered the next 2 weeks.
I love it. Hey, I love me a little basketball, a little baseball, a little whatever, football, any sport. Hey, I've got you down for clouds right now, and we do see some showers trying to move into St. George. There's nothing really spectacular to write about home to mom with what's going on here. Just a small low-pressure system that's falling apart and now drifting into the state of Utah. So it'll bring some clouds. I don't know if we'll get anything measurable out of it. High pressure to the north in Wyoming. It's going to continue to shift to the east. That'll keep clouds in play today. 54 in Logan. Air quality up there, moderate. That'll be the same deal for the Wasatch Front, mid and upper 50s, running 15 above the normal today. 59 in Cedar City and 54 in Blaney. St. George, you are looking at some spring-like conditions today, up near 70. It all changes next week. Doesn't look like anything big right now, but how about early next week with rain chances going up? We'll talk more about that storm that's impending coming up.
See you in just a bit. Matt, thank you. A Saratoga Springs woman is recovering after a serious fall at Bridal Veil Falls. And now her family wants to thank the two strangers they believe saved her life. We want to check in now with news specialist Tyrese Boone, who is live with how those hikers are able to step in so quickly. Hey, Tyrese.
Good morning, Tamara. Now, family members say this experienced hiker was found alone, and she was, I guess you'd say, unconscious while she was walking on this trail. But luckily, two hikers found her, and they were able to save her life. Now, relatives say Jackie Tejit is no stranger to the outdoors, as she led mountaineering groups and expeditions. But during this solo hike at Bridal Veil Falls, something went wrong. Her family says it's unclear whether she slipped or if there was some type of rock fall. But luckily, two hikers reportedly noticed a trail of blood, followed it, and followed her unconscious along the trail.
The fact that they not just noticed that, but had the inclination to follow it and to investigate that, potentially has saved her life.
Family members say the hikers wrapped their coats around Jackie to help keep her warm while waiting for rescue crews. She was flown by Life Flight to Utah Valley Hospital. Doctors say she has multiple brain bleeds, a major skull fracture, and facial fractures. She remains intubated and sedated as doctors monitor swelling, and she still may need emergency surgery. Now, our family calls those two hikers heroes, and it's such a miraculous story to hear about them this morning. Now, reporting live, Tyrese Boone, KSL 5 News. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, definitely indeed grateful for that. Tyrese, thank you for that report. Well, a family is asking for help after they say someone took $1,000 from a 92-year-old loved one's bank account. Eva Birch was rushed to St. Mark's Hospital Saturday night, where her husband remembers putting her wallet inside of a white hospital bag for personal belongings. On Tuesday, in the hours after her discharge, family says that's when she discovered the wallet missing from the bag.
We don't exactly know when this occurred, but it definitely occurred while she was in the hospital.
St. Mark says they are cooperating with law enforcement in the investigation. A Utah state law restricting the apps teens can download is facing a legal challenge this morning. The Computer and Communications Industry Association says it violates the First and 14th Amendments after winning a lawsuit against a similar law in Texas. Utah was the first state to pass the App Store Accountability Act last year. It requires users to verify their age and parental approval for minor accounts. The age verification requirement is set to go into effect this May. The Department of Public Safety says it is stepping up patrols for Super Bowl Sunday. Now, their goal is to make sure every fan gets home safely. DPS officials say the risk of an alcohol-related crash, it's more than double on Super Bowl Sunday compared with a typical February day. Now, to combat the spike, 26 police agencies will work extra DUI enforcement shifts this weekend. Their message to fans, if you plan to drink, have a pregame plan to get a safe ride home. Construction on the Heber Valley Temple will continue despite an ongoing legal battle. The Utah Supreme Court ruled marks a small win for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which announced construction of the temple nearly 5 years ago. Construction began in August after a judge threw out a lawsuit, but it was paused again when an appeal was filed in September. The men behind the lawsuit say the temple will affect their ability to enjoy their property. It will affect their privacy, they say. The church says it will assume the risk of continuing construction, even if losing the appeal. All right, a Friday morning for us, kind of planning out our weekend. What can we expect when we head out the door today, Matt?
Well, really nice weather, honestly. I'd say take it outdoors if you don't mind the haze, but of course, breathing in aerosols isn't great for your lungs. Hey, I've got Lane Naylor here out of Antelope Island. Beautiful sunset, and yes, some water in the Great Salt Lake. We want to keep it that way. But to keep it that way, we got to get the storms going. You got a high pressure system up here in Wyoming, two little lows that aren't going to do much for us other than help to push that high back east. Now, out in the Pacific Basin is a low pressure system. That's actually going to help to bring in some measurable rainfall and even snowfall for the mountains here in Utah. Those two little lows kind of keep some clouds around this weekend. Southern Utah, they might put down a couple of sprinkles here. That's kind of all they're going to do. High pressure continues to move to the east. A cold front marching into the west coast starts to move into Utah Monday evening. Now watch what happens here as a low pressure system moves in from the Pacific and rides into the Great Basin. This will be a Tuesday, Wednesday deal. This is Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, it finally makes it to Utah. We may get some snowflakes on the valley floor, but this looks like more of a valley rain event than it does anything else. So, what do we know right now about the change in the pattern next week? Well, February 10th and 11th, there's a small storm system. There's a lot of moving parts with it. So there's still some uncertainty on how much rain and snow we could see. We'll be checking in on that. Decent mountain snow right now, at least 6 to 12 inches is what we're looking at. Okay, central Utah, you've got upper 50s. How about a 59 in Richfield? You got the forecast down in southern Utah looking pretty good as well. Kanab 63, Moab 56. Across the northern region, Montpelier at 49 in early February is very mild. Spanish Fork with a 60. We're also looking at some hazy skies across the Wasatch Front. St. George, you're going for 70 in the next few days and then dropping off with a couple of rain chances early next week. Look at the forecast for the Wasatch Front. You got temperatures very warm. I mean, upper 50s, 15 above the normal, dropping off. Chance for rain on Tuesday, Tamara.
Matt, thank you. Well, right now, investigation into signature gathering fraud is underway in Utah County surrounding the effort to repeal Prop 4.
There's signatures in here and there's names, but they don't exist.
It's like someone just made it up.
It's completely made up.
The Utah County Clerk says he has flagged roughly 300 signatures he believes are fraudulent. His office has traced the problem packets to 9 individual signature gatherers. Depending on what investigators find, defendants could be facing felony charges, even prison time. Now, this comes as those hoping to get a repeal of Prop 4 on the November ballot, they have about 10 days left to gather valid signatures. Well, right now, the age for getting a learner's permit in Utah is 15 and 16 for a driver's license. But Representative Nicolene Peck from Tooele believes these ages should be younger. Peck has proposed a bill that would set the age for a permit at 24 and a half and the age for 14 and a half, I should say, and the age for a license at 15 and a half. Now, it would also increase behind the wheel practice time required for those teen drivers from 40 to 60 hours. Other states like Idaho and Montana, they already allow younger drivers. She says at the very least, she wants to start a conversation about letting teenagers in Utah get behind the wheel a little sooner. In your consumer news this morning, people looking to lose weight now have a cheaper option available to them. A Wegovy starter dose. It is now available as a daily pill instead of a weekly injection for less than $150 a month. The new starter dose deal is for patients who can pay cash. The drug maker Novo Nordisk says that higher strengths will be available in pill form at different price points. The FDA has approved a new natural food dye. It's called Beetroot Red. The FDA also now allowing products with natural dyes to be labeled no artificial colors. The agency wants synthetic dyes eliminated from food entirely by next year. Well, listen to this. Spotify is launching a new feature that will help you switch more seamlessly between your physical book and audiobook. Spotify is calling it Page Match. So what it will do, it will sync your audiobook playback to the exact place you left off in your physical book. You then scan the page with your camera. Spotify will then automatically jump the audiobook to that same spot. Scan again and you can jump right back to your hardcover or ebook. This feature will roll out for some users this week. It will be available to all users by February 23rd. Take a look at this. Salt Lake City unveiled a new community artwork. The paper banners are a study that's underway to better understand the divide between the west and east side of Salt Lake City.
Getting synergy between the community to highlight that this is actually a problem. In the east side of town, if you go to Sugar House, every street goes under the freeway. And here, it doesn't happen very often.
Officials say infrastructure impacts the west side of residents, making it harder for them to get around town. The city hopes highlighting this study will encourage community members to take part and offer recommendations to better connect the two sides of Salt Lake. All right, Matt Johnson, we all want to know what the weather holds for us. So far, it's been warm throughout the week. How's the weekend looking?
Well, I think you're going to be wearing T-shirts and shorts to your Super Bowl party this Sunday because a really mild weekend's on tap. Right now, beautiful sunrise. If you're at home, maybe head outdoors, go check it out. Beautiful. A little bit of haze out there, but pink skies happening right now. It's 28 in Provo, 31 in Salt Lake, and 35 in Ogden. I got high clouds through central Utah and southern Utah. Couple of notes of green on the map there south of St. George. You might get a sprinkle. It's nothing special. 57, partly cloudy today. We're going to keep it mild Saturday and look at Super Bowl Sunday. Pushing 60 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Couldn't have dialed it up better this weekend.
I'm actually loving the warm weather. All right, Matt, thank you. Well, some more exciting news from the Hogle Zoo. Another baby is on the way. The zoo says its western lowland gorilla, Mary, is nearing the end of her 8.5-month pregnancy. The zoo says the baby could come now until mid-March. They say they've added extra hay bedding to the gorilla habitat and is watching for signs of labor. This is Mary's third baby. The zoo says it is preparing the best possible care for both mom and baby, so we'll be sure to keep you updated. All right, well, if watching football really isn't your thing, there's a far cuter option. It's happening tomorrow. We are talking about the Best Friends Pet Adoption Center in Sugar House because they are hosting one of my favorite events, the Puppy Bowl. To kick off the festivities, maybe find your MVP that you're missing out on right now. There will be a puppy tailgate from noon until 3 p.m. Now, until February 9th, the Puppy Bowl, they will cover pet adoption fees there at Best Friends. That way you can get your adoptable pets into some loving homes. Out with the Super Bowl this weekend, one of the Hogle Zoo's lions carried on a tradition that we all love, that is predicting who is going to win. And it didn't look like a tough decision for Vulcan, the zoo's 14-year-old male African lion. So he quickly went for the Seattle Seahawks before eating the New England Patriots display.
Today they got, it's called Nebraska feline, and it's a brand of meat that's just all ground up. It tends to be mostly horse meat, some cow and venison and stuff in there too, but it's just ground up meat, so it's got all the nutrients that they need.
Well, zookeepers say Vulcan has a 75% success rate at picking the winner of the Super Bowl, so there you have it. Well, the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium, they're getting in on the action, too, of predicting the winner of the Super Bowl. The aquarium's female Gulf Sea star was presented with 2 football helmets with the game's respective competitors. Using her 20 arms, she seems to agree with Vulcan. She also picked the Seattle Seahawks to win. So there you have it, some fun predictions. Thank you so much for joining us on this segment of KSL News Now. We leave you with a look of Salt Lake City waking you up this morning. Have a great Friday, everyone.